Butter chicken was born out of a kitchen emergency, a desperate attempt to save leftover meat from going to waste. What started as a clever way to repurpose dry tandoori chicken in the bustling streets of 1950s Delhi has since evolved into a global culinary phenomenon. It is a dish that defines the soul of North Indian restaurant culture, yet its story is one of migration, adaptation, and the accidental genius of a few hungry chefs. To understand the heart of Murgh Makhani, you have to look back to the aftermath of the 1947 partition of India. As families and communities were displaced, a wave of talented chefs migrated to Delhi, bringing with them the culinary traditions of Peshawar and the Punjab region. Among them was Kundan Lal Gujral, the visionary behind the legendary Moti Mahal restaurant. He and his team were masters of the tandoor, that ancient cylindrical clay oven that uses charcoal to reach blistering temperatures. In those early days, the tandoor was a centerpiece of innovation. It allowed for a unique style of cooking where meat was marinated in yogurt and a potent blend of spices, then roasted until the exterior was charred and smoky while the inside remained succulent. But even the best tandoori chicken has a shelf life. When the meat sat for too long, it would lose its moisture, becoming tough and unappealing. Rather than throwing away perfectly good, spice-rubbed protein, the chefs at Moti Mahal began experimenting. They realized that if they simmered the cooked chicken in a rich, velvety gravy, the meat would rehydrate, soaking up the flavors of the sauce. This was the spark that ignited a revolution. The sauce itself is a masterclass in balance. It begins with a base of tomatoes, which provide a sharp, acidic brightness. To counteract that acidity, the chefs introduced generous amounts of butter and cream. This wasn't just about indulgence, it was about texture. The goal was to create a sauce so smooth it felt like silk on the palate. By adding ginger, garlic, and a complex garam masala blend, a mixture of warming spices like cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, and black pepper, they created a profile that was deep, aromatic, and incredibly comforting. It is common for people to confuse butter chicken with chicken tikka masala, but they are distinct culinary entities. While tikka masala often relies on a more robust, onion-heavy gravy with a sharper, more aggressive spice profile, butter chicken is defined by its restraint. It is milder, creamier, and focused on the harmony between the smoky char of the chicken and the sweet, buttery tomato reduction. It is a dish designed to be eaten with soft, pillowy naan, which acts as the perfect vessel for soaking up every last drop of the sauce. The cultural impact of this dish cannot be overstated. It became the flagship of North Indian cuisine, a symbol of the resilience and creativity of the diaspora. It transformed from a humble leftover meal into a luxury item, a staple of weddings, celebrations, and quiet dinners alike. It represents a moment in history where the trauma of displacement met the ingenuity of the kitchen, resulting in something that brought people together. Today, you can find versions of butter chicken in almost every corner of the world, from high-end bistros in London to neighborhood takeout spots in New York. Yet, the essence remains tied to that original Delhi spirit. It is a reminder that some of the greatest things in life don't come from a perfectly planned recipe, but from the necessity of making something beautiful out of what we have on hand. It is a dish that demands patience, requiring the sauce to simmer slowly until the flavors meld into a singular, cohesive experience. When you take that first bite, the tang of the tomato, the richness of the butter, and the lingering smokiness of the tandoor roasted chicken, you aren't just tasting a recipe. You are tasting a piece of history, a legacy of warmth that has traveled across borders to find a permanent home on our tables. It is, quite simply, the ultimate comfort food, crafted with the kind of care that turns a simple meal into a memory.